No, it's great. I mean, it's a love. I love animation. I love and I love the work process. It's involved. It's delicate. It's kind of serious. There's and also when you're voicing a role, you're kind of involved right from the very beginning. And as the visuals evolve, so does whatever you come in, you redo stuff. So you feel very much part of the process, and that's kind of very refreshing. Oh, it's a great privilege, and I'm delighted. Just to be, to say you're part of this fantastic franchise. I mean, yeah, it's fantastic, and I felt the same way when I was involved with Marvel. You know that this is an endeavor of some importance, and that's kind of very exciting.
Oh, it's amazing. I'm most excited for people to see just how far the story, the visuals, and the music and the sound has come in terms of maturity and growth. I really feel like in every department, this film exceeds the first, and I can't wait to share that with people. I think what was different was the idea that we really want to take the film to a new place. We wanted to grow the film with our audience. Much of the audience that saw the first movie are now much more sophisticated film goers, and we wanted to make sure that we made a film that was going to be enjoyable for everyone, but especially those people who were kids at the time the first movie came along.
Great question.
Well, we had to sort of think about the question, why does Elsa have these powers? And everybody wanted to know that too, so did we. So we tried to sort of answer it, I hope.
They're being modest. I think they've created an incredibly rich, deep movie that I think people are going to be really surprised in a great way. They take these characters on quite the journey.
It's heaven. I mean, we've now been together for 8 years, and a little bittersweet tonight because I'm like, I don't know anything but what we've done together, and they're family to us.
Well, we've got Sterling K. Brown,
Happens to be right.
This guy right here.
Amazing man.
Incredible actor. He brings so much to the part, playing Lieutenant Matthias. Evan Rachel Wood, who plays Anna and Elsa's mother. We've got Alfred Molina, who plays their father. And we have a few others, Jason Ritter and Rachel Matthews and Martha Plimpton, who play some incredible people in the forest too.
Bobby and Kristen wrote 7 amazing new songs for this. I think they really went deeper emotionally. Kristoff has a song, Anna has an incredible song, Elsa has 2 songs in the movie. We couldn't be happier.
Expanding the world was, it's amazing. And I think the audience, now this time it's in autumn, so we have a whole new color palette, and they go much further than the Ice Palace, so they're going to see some new spectacular scenery that, our crew has done a great job with.
I wept when I found out that I got the role. You never really know what's going to happen when you audition for something like this. I had high hopes, but I was floored. It still hasn't hit me yet, and I'm at the premiere. This is a dream come true. It's so exciting. I mean, it should be an event like this. These are incredible works of art that people pour their hearts and souls into. It's some of the best storytelling that you'll see ever. So I just can't wait to share the story with everyone. It complements the first film so well, but it really stands on its own as well. It's a hard one to top, but I really think they've matched it, if not surpassed the first. So, yes, I'm such a big fan of Sterling. I'm so excited that he's a part of the family. And honestly, these are just the most talented people I've ever worked with. I mean, Idina and Kristen and Josh, they're all so lovely and wonderful. So I'm really just happy to be here.
It was amazing because the first time I ever knew that I got the part, my mom and my brother bought these 2 little young Anna toys for me, and ever since I gone in to do the recording, it's just been an amazing experience. Well, they're just Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee. They're just really good directors, and they're right in there with me, so they're sharing the experience with me.
It's really special to be here with all these people that I spent a lot of time with, creating this beautiful story, and it's bittersweet. It's weird. It's we're ready to take it to the world, but it's like our own little baby, and we love it. And but it's just been one of the greatest gifts in my career for me. It's brought me so much joy and love, and the themes in these movies are so important to young audiences, and the music gives me the opportunity to go all over the world and connect with young people and really sing into their eyes, and they sing with me. There's a lot of great music, and the Lopez's are very talented people, and they've gotten to know us now, so they write with our voices in mind, and makes our life easier, and I'm really excited for everyone to hear this music.
Chris and Jennifer are like the loveliest people, first of all. On top of being absolute geniuses, they're just the kindest, most lovely people. And I would go in, there's part of me that was so nervous every time I would go in because it's such a huge movie and I didn't want to mess it up. And they were so wonderful at putting me at ease, and we would try things out and try different things, and they really made me feel comfortable, and I'm so excited that they let me be in this movie. I'm excited. I'm really excited for people to have a whole new crop of songs to become obsessed with. It's going to be good.
No, I'm just so excited to be a part of it. My daughter was maybe 3, 4 when the first one came out, so it was on loop in our house. And I just really responded to the story. I responded to that idea of someone holding in, from all the expectations and having to, the release of that. It was such a deep concept in a movie that was, obviously for kids, but also really hit something much more profound than a lot of the movies. And this one is, they've gone even deeper. The filmmakers behind this really came at it in a really unique way. It's more mature, I would say, but it still has the humor and the songs and just the characters that are fun. But like I said, it's I think it's going to surprise people, and no one's going to walk away feeling disappointed, like something didn't get captured. If anything, people will walk away being like, wow, I need to see that again because I maybe didn't even get all of it, and that's pretty cool for a movie.
It's so exciting. Frozen 2, there's so many people that know and love these characters so much because of the first movie, and the writers and the directors and the animators really grew with its audience and made this movie so complex and so mature, and I'm so excited for everybody that knows the characters so well to actually see this next step in the journey. Yeah, Bobby and Kristen Lopez wrote the music for the first movie and write the music for the second movie, and I think that the music for the second is better than the first, and I can't wait for people to hear it. Yeah, coming back for Frozen 2 felt like family, particularly with Jen and Chris, because as the actor you spend so much time alone in a room with them, creating and laughing. And I was slightly anxious when we first started because I couldn't remember how I did Kristoff, but it felt like coming home to come back into the recording studio. I'm most excited for people just to see the characters of Elsa and Anna are so powerful and strong. They're like action heroes with emotion. It's a combination between Kristen and Idina and Elsa and Anna that I've never experienced in an animated film before. They're just so phenomenal together. They have amazing chemistry, and the stuff they've written for them in this movie is so inspiring and empowering.
It's incredible. It's so different than it was 6 years ago when no one knew what Frozen was, and Idina's little Let It Go number wasn't being sung in 9 out of 10 households all across the world. But it's insane. It's been such a ride. 7 new songs, 2 songs sung by Idina that are going to haunt families across the world. Your kids are going to be singing them too much. I apologize ahead of time. But what's so brilliant about the music in this one is Bobby and Kristen, who wrote the music to Frozen and Frozen 2, found a way to create 7 original songs that don't feel like they're trying to repeat the motifs of the original film. They're building off of a whole new set of rules, and it makes this new album as equally indispensable as Frozen. I'm so excited for people to hear these songs. Probably in the second one, there's this crazy bit where I improvised, I'm looking for Anna and Elsa, and I randomly start talking about somebody named Samantha. That's my new favorite line. I did it as a joke in the booth, and it actually made the final cut. And the fact that I know that an insane amount of money was spent animating an insane line made me so happy.
You know, the directors really found a story, and they were so excited to share it with us. The great thing about it was that they didn't write it from the pressure of like having to do a sequel to this bizarrely successful thing. They really looked into the characters and found where they were still vulnerable, what they needed to express, what the problems still were that needed to get solved.
I'm excited for everyone to hear every one of these songs. But that one in particular, just to shine, to let Jonathan Groff shine the way that we know Jonathan Groff can shine, was so great. And so we not only wrote him a great big ballad, but he also sings with himself because he's all the reindeer. So it's basically like you get 18 Jonathan Groffs. So we're excited about that.
So she has two songs, one in the beginning, one in the end, and Into the Unknown is her I Want song about what's missing from her life and what she's at first she resists the call, and then she at the end of the song responds to it, which is a kind of exciting moment. Visually, it was a great collaboration between us and the directors, finding the visuals and the music. It was a great experience.
And a chance to let Idina Menzel get really intimate for a second when she's sort of talking quietly in the middle of the night. And then as her feelings and her passion grows, and as the animators really took it to this epic place, her voice takes it to an epic place. So it's really exciting.
The atmosphere feels electric, mainly because there are a lot of kids here, which is very exciting. It's just, this movie's been so many years in the making, and the first one was so important to people, so my heart's beating so fast, hoping that in 2.5 hours, everyone will feel like the second one is just as important. Well, the same caliber of music in this movie as the first one. There are a couple new Let It Go's. I will apologize in advance. They're not my songs, but Idina's got two absolutely slam dunk songs that I haven't been able to get out of my head. So I guess what I would say is, for all the parents out there, just buckle up. Buckle up. It's going to happen again, and I apologize. It's crazy because we never really broke apart. We've been working on this movie for, 4 years now, so it doesn't seem like we ever separated, but these 4 cast members that are standing down here, Jonathan Groff, Josh Gad, and Idina Menzel, we're very close, and we are like siblings. Well, Idina's like my sister, Jonathan's like my boyfriend, and Josh is like my son. So it is a little mini family.
It was the most thrilling thing in the world when I found out I was going to be doing a voice in this film. I have wanted to do a voice in a Disney film my whole life, and to be part of that legacy of just innovative animation and the wonderful storytelling. I love the story of this so much. It's so centered around the earth and, listening to nature and listening to your own inner nature. Oh, well, the songs are great. They're really, really great. And I just love being a part of this opening up of the world outside, the castle walls, as it were, and to see really where, the origin story of these two girls, these two sisters. It's really cool. Well, just working with them was really wonderful. I mean, they have such a clear vision for what they want to do, but they also listen really, really well, and they take, influences and inspiration from some really brilliant places. So that you get the sense that, the story has depth in a way that, you know what I mean, that maybe others might not.
Absolutely amazing. I mean, going into work every single time and having them be the one that you are working off of, this is my first time doing voiceover, so I didn't know what to expect. And they're just the most genuine, incredible people who are so supportive, and they have such an amazing vision. I mean, similar to the first, I think, Jen and Chris do an incredible job of mixing a lot of heart, humor, adventure, and I think this next one picks up right where it left off, and emphasizes all of those aspects of it, and the music. I mean, Bobby and Kristen are just musical geniuses, and the messaging behind all of it is incredible. Whether you're 5 or 85, you are going to relate to this film in some way or another.
This is Disney at its finest. I mean, you're talking about the highest grossing animated film, the predecessor, and they asked me to be a part of the sequel. You know what, these moments continue to happen to me in my career, and people ask me if I'm used to it, or like, you know, you're whatever, you've made it or what have you, but like it still feels unreal, man. Like, I go see animated movies by myself all the time. Then I had children and I had an excuse. But before the kids came, I was up opening night for everything I could possibly see. And now I get a chance to be in one? It's crazy. So to see the fans, to see the way they dress up, the Annas, the Elsas, the Olafs, there's even a few Lieutenant Matthiases out in the crowd, which I'm like, it's pretty nice. There's just so much love for the franchise. There's so much love for these two sisters that go on this adventure together and have each other's back no matter what. So much love for the snowman, for the reindeer who gets vocalized by his owner. Like, it's such a heartfelt story. It's so funny, and there's so much adventure in this thing. Like, there's something for everybody. I'm proud to be a part of it, and proud to give it a little dash of color.